to Jonathan Taylor. Huge hole. He's at the 30. He's going to go. 10, 5, touchdown. Jonathan Taylor made a man miss the line of scrimmage and then runs it into Pater for a one-handed INT. Are you kidding me? Kenny Moore.
What a play by Nyheim Hines.
Horseshoe is back, baby. The horseshoe is back.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, bring the juice nation. What is going on? Listen, guys, we just got the news and we figured we'd make a reaction video real quick. JJ Watt, lifelong Texans guy, destroyer of the AFC South for so many years, has stated he is leaving the AFC South and going to the NFC West, joining that big division with all those defensive linemen. They just added another one. He is going to the Arizona Cardinals for a 2-year, $31 million contract with $23 million guaranteed. Cody, I am so excited that JJ Watt is finally out of the division. I know it's starting to get to be later in his career and stuff or whatever, but still, a guy like that out of the division is always better. What's your initial thoughts here, bro?
Well, that's one. Let's hopefully the Texans can get Deshaun Watson out of the division as well. Then I'll feel a little bit better too. But no, initial reaction, thank goodness. You mentioned JJ Watt still, a little bit older, but still a game record, man. He's still one of the better defensive linemen in the league. And so just getting him out of not just the AFC South, but just the AFC. I'm totally good with that. That's one less guy you have to worry about if you're a Colts fan, at least for, multiple games per year. So, yeah, very excited about that. Very good for J.J. Watt, man, to get out, kind of get away from that Texans organization that, kind of, let's be real, it's a dumpster fire right now. I mean, it seems like they're kicking about everybody off. And if you take J.J. Watt off, you've done something very, very wrong. So, saying that, from a Colts fan's reaction, I am relieved. I mean, I'm just glad that the Titans didn't get him, and also I am glad that the Colts didn't pay that much to get him. Right? It's like a little over $15 million per year. You said like $31 million around there. Yeah, and that's a lot. I mean, I was wanting to dish that out for maybe like a younger pass rusher, and we've had some conversations. Right? Did JJ Watt to the Colts? Does that make sense? Now, our guys at Colts Brawl kind of talked about how the Colts never really made an offer for J.J. Watt, which makes it feel a lot better as a Colts fan, like knowing, Ballard really wasn't like all the way in on a guy like J.J. Watt.
They were wanting to get J.J. Watt. Every team wanted J.J. Watt. Right. It's not like that, but it was, Ballard had an offer in place. Obviously, that offer was nowhere near what J.J. Watt wanted. Yep. It was what he thought he was worth, and the market was just so high, it was never a serious offer. Is basically what it was. There was an offer on the table, but it wasn't super serious. It wasn't anything going crazy. I mean, we weren't even paying that much for Justin Houston when Justin Houston came over from Kansas City. I mean, what we were paying him, like 2 years, $22 million at that time. So, I mean, we weren't even paying him that much. So, it's crazy. The Colts don't have to face him twice a year anymore. Odds are JJ Watt will probably be gone in a few years anyway, because the time is going on for him. But, I think a lot of us saw this coming, right? Yeah. It started with last season, getting rid of DeAndre Hopkins. That kind of started it, tensions in the locker room with Bill O'Brien. And then, he started calling out his teammates saying that, there's some guys here that really don't want to work. Some guys that really aren't with it the way that I am, and that hurts me. And then, feeling bad for the situation that they're putting Deshaun Watson in right now. I mean, there was only so much more that J.J. Watt could do for that city. I mean, he gave that place everything. You thought of Houston Texans, you thought J.J. Watt. That was all you thought of. And, he's just not – it's just not about him anymore. And I'm glad he's going somewhere where – he's going to be amongst a pretty good defense. That defensive line with Chandler Jones, that's going to be a premier defensive line to go against. And, a team that is getting younger, a team that's gaining in strength. I mean, and a great locker room guy for them too. So, going to Arizona, teaming up with his old buddy DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, that makes total sense that he would go to Arizona.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Like the last two like superstars you'd say from the Texans have both gone to the Cardinals. So the Cardinals are kind of getting their good pieces there. So I'm excited, man. Honestly, now that he's out of the division, I've always liked JJ Watt as a person. Like he seems like a really great human being.
Absolutely.
And I'm like really excited. I'm kind of rooting for the Cardinals now and rooting for JJ Watt.
Another reason I'm rooting for the Arizona Cardinals. This just came up. We'll end it on this. Okay. NFL Sports Update just stated the Texans are scheduled to travel to Arizona next season to face DeAndre Hopkins and JJ Watt. And, I mean, come on. That's so good. Oh my gosh.
Yes. I hope Hopkins has 200 yards. Watt has like 4 or 5 sacks.
Please.
It probably won't even be on Deshaun Watson. It'll be on some scrub backup.
Oh, no, because Deshaun Watson already said he's willing to sit out regular season games. He's already said it. Man. Like, he's not budging at all. He's not budging at all.
It's going to be a great slaughter.
Yeah, it's going to be a great thing for the Colts this year if the Texans don't trade Deshaun Watson. It'd be great if they don't trade him. If they don't trade him and then he sits and then the Colts just play the Texans without Deshaun Watson and all these picks that they would get. I mean, there we go. It's merchandise. It's an easy 2-0. Easy 2-0 record for us.
Yep.
All right, guys. I think that's going to end it here. That's our initial reaction to JJ Watt being on the move to the Arizona Cardinals. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, go Colts.